what's going on everybody? Survival Instinct here. Alright, I'm going to start out this video by giving a shout out to one of my followers, AfroNasty2000, for giving me the idea for this video. But in this video, I'm going to be going over things like raids, berries, why you use berries, what each berry does for basically new and returning players, because we all know with Niantic and just the game in general, like every other game that there ever is, you got, it kind of goes up and down. You got, new players, and then you got players that are leaving, and then you got players that have left, and now they're coming back, and the game continues while they're gone. So this is just a video to say, hey, it's basically an update video for how to play the game. And if I don't answer what you're trying to figure out, go ahead and hit me up in the comments, and I will do my best to give you the correct answer. Alright, so if you look right here, I'm going to be putting up just a list of the items. Alright, pretty sure you can figure out how the potions work, because it's the same as, the regular games. You got the Hyper Potion, the regular potion, the Super Potion, and the Max Potion, who all just heal your Pokemon for different amounts of their HP. And you got the Revives, Max Revives. The Revives, it revives your Pokemon for half its health. The Max Revive will revive your Pokemon and completely heal it. Alright, so the Lucky Eggs just doubles the experience that you gain for 30 minutes. The Incense will, it causes more Pokemon to spawn around you for 30 minutes. You got the Fast Team and the Charge Team. Now what the Fast and the Charge Team is, they actually allow you to change the moveset of your Pokemon. So say you have a Golem that doesn't have the correct attack that you want, or for the fast attack. Well, you can use the Fast TM, and it's a random chance to generate a different attack. So you may or may not get it. Same thing goes with the Charge TM. You got rare candies now. So the way they worked in the regular games was it would just give your Pokemon a level. Well, in this game, everything evolves or powers up by using the candies for that specific Pokemon. So you'll have a, say you're trying to get a Dragonite, and you have 90 candies, Dratini candies on a Dragonair. Well, you can put 10 rare candies onto that Pokemon, and that will give that Pokemon, it basically just transforms it into that Pokemon specific candy. So you'll give 10 rare candies to the Dragonair, which will become 10 Dratini candies, and then you'll be able to evolve it or power it up or whatever you're trying to do. So with the Ultra Balls and all the other balls, you'll get them as you level up through the game. You'll be able to unlock unlock the more powerful balls and everything like that. As far as I know, there's no Master Ball out yet. So with the lure modules, what you'll do is you'll go into a Pokestop. You'll hit the Pokestop, and you'll click. There's a little thing up top of it, and you'll click on it. It'll just say lure mod. It'll give you a picture of the lure module. You click on it again, it brings that up, and it basically does the same thing as your Incense, except that it's stationary at that specific stop. And let's see. Now we're getting into all the berries. So you got Raspberry, Nana Berry, Peanut Berry, and Golden Raspberry. Alright, so the Raspberry, as it says, feed this to a Pokemon to make it easier to catch. Obviously. But the Golden Raspberry, which is basically the same thing, it's just a more powerful raspberry. That's all it is. With the Nana Berry, if you have like Zubats, things like that like to move around a whole lot, then you can give it a Nana Berry, and it'll keep it stationary and it won't attack, and all that until it goes into the ball. Whatever. So and the Peanut Berries, you'll give it to them, and if you catch it with the Peanut Berry, then it's going to double the amount of candies that you get for that catch. So you give the Peanut Berry to your Dratini that you're trying to catch, and normally you would only get 3 Dratini candies for it, but if you give it a Peanut Berry and catch it with that Peanut Berry, then you're going to get 6. Now with all of these berries, once you give them the berry and then you throw it and they go into the ball, if they break out of the ball, the use of that berry is over. So you'll have to give them another berry to get that same reward. So you give them the Peanut Berry, they break out of it, and you throw the ball again without giving another Peanut Berry, you're not going to get your 6 candies, you're going to get 3. Because you've already used up that one berry. So each time they break out of the ball, you have to give them another berry. Alright, you got the Incubators, and you got Super Incubators. For the incubators, you just put the egg into the incubator if you have one, and you walk around a certain amount of distance. You got 2Ks, 5Ks, and 10Ks. Now with the super incubator, it cuts the amount of walking that you have to do down. So I think with the 5K, I think it makes it go from 5 to 3.3, and then for the 10K, I think it's 6.7 or something like that. I don't use it on the 2Ks because to me that's kind of pointless because it's only 2K to begin with. And then what was introduced into the Gen 2 stuff is all these different, they're evolution stones basically. You can't, it's just like in the real games, like Clefairy, I think it was Clefairy, no it wasn't a Clefairy. Clefairy cried Moonstone, which Moonstone's not part of this. Anyways, whatever. So we'll use Porygon. So you can't evolve a Porygon until you have the candies and an upgrade. So all of these are different, required to evolve different Pokemon. Alright guys, so here's just an example of what I'm talking about with the lures and the catching of the different balls. Alright, so you see how that little white thing, like there's a thing on top of the circle that is just white now. You click on it, you click on the lure module, and bam, and it started the lure. You see all the I think it's like hearts. Yeah, there's like little pink hearts and stuff going around. That's just an indication that, hey, there's a lure on right here. Which I don't think I've got this yet. Okay, so yeah. So there's my 2-day streak. And that's also how you get, once you get to your 7-day streak for the lures, a lot of the time that's when you'll, wow. That is when you will get your, the evolution items. Like your, the upgrade, the steel metal coat, and those things. And, here's just a little example of just like the pineapple berry. So normally, I would get only 3. Oh, I'm going to use a great ball. Or no, I'll use a smoke ball. Not because I don't want it to run away. Because if it does run away, or not run away, but if it does break out, then I'll have to use another berry. So, great throw. 1, 2. Alright, cool, got it. Darn it, I missed it. Well, if you looked really, really quickly, they went from 3 to 6, and that was just indicating that, hey, the pineapple berry worked. And then, real quick, I'm going to explain something else. Alright, there's going to be a lot of mental notes in this video, but right here, I'm going to check the IV. So it'll say something different for every team, whether you're Instinct, Mystic, or Valor. But yeah, so this guy's not really good IV-wise. Now the point of checking the IV is so that you can, the higher the IV, the higher the max CP of that Pokemon will be. So if you have like a 30 IV something, you know, it might only go up to 1,000 CP. But if it's 100 IV, it might go up to 1,200. That's the basic concept of checking for IVs. The higher the IV, the more powerful that the Pokemon's capability is. Alright, and then I'll actually show you for Team Instinct. I'm just going to show you an example of what it will say for 100 IV. Alright, so I got this guy marked. Going to appraised. So this is just for Instinct. It'll say something different for Valor or Mystic. But it goes, overall, your Entei looks like it can really battle with the best of them. That right there knows you that it's typically at least 80% or above. Now after that, you have to look at the other stuff. Okay, so its best quality is HP. Its attack is great too. And its defense is great too. So I have to mention both the HP, the attack, and defense. And then it has to follow that up with its stats are the best I've ever seen, no doubt about it. If you have a Pokemon that says all of that, then you know that that is a 100 IV Pokemon for you. The size at this point doesn't matter. Alright guys, so I'm done here at an Ivysaur raid, but I'm going to show you this before I go into it. Alright, so this is just an example of the super incubators. Alright, so you see how it's a 5K right now? Once I use the super incubator, it cuts it down to 3.3. So that's the amount that I have to walk before it hatches. And then with the 10K, 6.7. Alright, so that is how it is for the Super Incubators. Now, the only way to get Super Incubators right now is to buy them out of the store with your Pokecoins. And you get Pokecoins by, the longer your Pokemon is in a gym, then the more coins you will get at the, or whenever that Pokemon gets kicked out of the gym. Now, if your Pokemon stays in for 3 or 4 days, you're not going to get coins. You don't get the coins until the Pokemon is kicked out of the gym. Alright, so let's go into this raid now. And you do, yes, I received a free raid pass. You get 1 free raid pass every day. You can get more raid passes if you buy it in the store though. So, going into battle. Alright, and then there's a really annoying wait period. So basically what I do to choose what Pokemon I'm going to use going into the battle is I just look at what their attributes are, and then I put the super effective against them. So if it's grass, you use fire. If it's lightning or flying, you use lightning. If it's lightning, you use ground. Or if it's water, you use lightning. Things like that. That's basically all you do. So. And then you can also do private groups, but there's nobody here around. I don't really care to do a private group. So.
I want to go with that one. Go to a different side.
Alright, so you also want to choose your attackers, like from their CP, as like the amount of damage that they have and the attacks that they. You don't want to use Blissies in raid battles because they're defenders. They're not attackers. You have to look at that when you're going into all that, but I don't actually know, like for each Pokemon and stuff. I just know from playing the actual games and just playing this for so long, I know, hey, don't use a Blissey or don't use a Snorlax. Those are gym defenders. And I guess I could have explained that too. The way you attack is just tapping the screen, and then you'll see the meter. It'll fill up. It's right underneath your Pokemon's name. Once it's full, you can hold the screen, and that's how you do your charge attack. So the amount of Premier Balls that you get just depends. Like, hey, you defeated the boss, so you automatically get 6. The amount of damage that you personally do compared to everyone else in the raid will determine how many, if you get between 0, 1, 2, or 3 balls for the damage. If your team controls the gym that the raid is at, then you'll get the extra 2 balls. And then after that, then it's the team contribution for damage. So if your team does the most damage, you'll get 3. If you come in second, then you'll get 2. And then you'll get, I don't know if you get 0 for the other one or not. I think you get 0 for the next one, but I can't remember. So. And then we'll talk about catching real quick. Alright, so I'm not getting, well, I guess I will use a berry. Might as well. Alright, so you'll have a higher chance for catching if you do the, like this is called a curveball. So, and then as you see, like the circle at the actual Ivysaur keeps getting smaller. The smaller it is, you can get, you can either hit outside the circle, which is nothing. You can hit while it's really big, which will be nice. And the next thing is that as it gets smaller, it'll be great, and then the smallest will be an excellent. Now, if you combine that with the curve throw, then that will give you your highest percentage of catching that particular Pokemon. So I don't know what the other Pokemon's catch rates are, but I know with like the legendary Beast, Ho-Oh, Lugia, they were all 2% catch rates, so their catch rate's really low. But like with even with the regular, the other birds, the other legendary birds like Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, they were 3% catch rate. So I'm gonna wait for this plane to go over. Alright, so we're good. Alright, so they were 3% catch rate, so they were still really difficult to catch, but they're not as difficult as the other legendaries that have come out so far. So, let me see if I can catch this guy real quick. I missed the excellent, so I got nothing there. So he's probably going to jump out. Yep. See, I know you see that the pineapple berry symbol went away. That was right next to it. That was right next to his CP. That indicates that, hey, all right. So he went in. You put him in the ball. He broke out. That berry has been used. So you got to put another one. So I'll use a raspberry this time. Just makes them easier to catch. I missed it again. But yeah. If you look online, there is a website. I think it might be Pokemon Go Hub, or maybe it's Silph Road or something like that. That actually has a list of all the current raids and their max CPs for that raid. So if you get like, with the NT that I showed you was 1930, I think it was. That was the max CP for the raid. So if you had an NT pop up after the raid, and the CPs change for everybody, so nobody's going to have the same CP typically. But if you get like the max CP of 1930 for the Entei, then that indicated you automatically that, hey, this is 100% IV. So you want to pay attention to that when you're trying to catch them out of raids. Hey, I got a great throw. But I don't think I'll use any berries that time. 1, 2. Got it anyways. Alright, cool. You can also have a chance for getting a critical capture, which means it doesn't roll, or I think it rolls once maybe. I don't know, I don't get very often because I haven't figured out, I don't know if anybody's figured out how that works, but. Looks like we're the defense. Alright, so, checking the IVs. This Ivysaur he was pretty decent, but he's not 100%, so I gotta keep catching more of them. But, oh, there's a Dratini down there. So Dratini is one of those Magikarps that I would definitely use, like, pineapple berries on. I think the other stuff, I've just got so much of it that I don't care anymore. But, definitely when Gen 3 comes out, I'm going to be pineappling everything. I'm going to be using all my rare candies on stuff just so I can fill up my Pokedex, so. Alright guys, so I hope this video helps. Don't forget, if I did leave anything else out that you want to know about or you don't know about, just go ahead, hit me up in the comments. If I can't figure it out, I will go ask somebody that might know, like other players. Not that we'll have any actual like information because we're not Niantics, just things that we figured out on our own for the most part. But so yeah, with that, this has been Survival Instinct. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you know when I'll upload a new video, and tell your friends about me. Alright, so I'm back again. Now, I actually forgot to tell y'all a couple things. The only way to get the charged TMs and the fast TM, the golden raspberries, and the rare candies is through raids. That's the only way you can get those. You can't buy them in the store or anything like that. So, gotta get out and raid. And I guess last but not least, I also have an Instagram and a Twitter account that the links are on the description below. Alright, so I guess again, with that, this has been Survival Survival Instinct. Thanks for watching. Deuces.